Back now at 7:41 this morning on Rawson Reports toxic mold in your home. It obviously can be dangerous, but when you hire mold contractors for help, are they competent and honest? Jeff Rawson is today's national investigative correspondent. Jeff, good morning. That's the big question.
Yeah, it is. And hey, David, you know, we're both homeowners. This can be incredibly scary, finding mold in your home. So when you see the black spots on the wall, what do? You call a mold contractor, but experts say some of those companies are profiting off our worst fears, charging you big bucks for repairs you just don't need. This morning, we're undercover with hidden cameras, putting them to the test. A basement playroom, a concerned mother.
I have my son down here a lot, and there's some dark spots that I'm a little worried about.
And a parade of mold contractors she called for help.
That's black mold.
That's black mold?
Absolutely.
But that mom is really an undercover Today Show producer. And those spots aren't mold, they're really woman's eyeshadow. We know because we put them there. So would these mold contractors know the difference or charge us big money to fix a problem our experts say doesn't exist? You're saying this is mold. Do you want to hear what it really is?
Sure.
Women's eyeshadow that we put there this morning.
Wow.
Some wanted to charge us hundreds. Do I charge any money?
I don't have an answer.
Even thousands of dollars.
So how big of a problem do you think I have
Well,
here?
I think you have a $10,000 problem.
Are you just trying to scare customers to spend a lot of money to fix a non-problem?
Absolutely not. Can we turn this off?
Our cameras are rolling to expose what some experts say is a growing problem in a growing industry. So we set up an experiment, renting this house in suburban New Jersey. We hired 2 reputable environmental testing companies to inspect the house from top to bottom, testing for mold and moisture on surfaces and in the air. The results show this house is safe. Then we had our expert dab black eyeshadow in 3 spots. So if a contractor comes in and says, you got a mold problem here, you got to spend money, they're lying. Our undercover producer called several mold contractors to inspect the basement, posing as a worried mom. Then we installed 8 hidden cameras and watched from our control room upstairs as the contractors showed up.
My son's down here all the time. And yeah, I see spots like this and just wanted to get them checked out.
This contractor does an inspection. His verdict?
I'm in the job to sell basement waterproofing and mold remediation. I don't think you need it.
In fact, 2 more contractors came in.
It's not mold. It doesn't appear to be mold.
And didn't charge us either.
It could just be a scuff from something.
But our results were about to take a sharp turn.
How are you?
2 minutes after stepping into our basement, this guy has some bad news.
It's there, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely mold. There's no question about it.
He says 2 of our spots are mold, and we also have signs of water damage. To fix it, he'll need to cut out sheetrock and spray chemicals.
Technically, I'm not supposed to say yes without testing it, but you don't need to pay for a test because it's definitely, I mean, this is definitely mold.
But remember, it's really eyeshadow.
It's definitely mold. How does he know?
His price, $1,050. Hi, Jeff Rawson from NBC News.
How you doing?
That's when I stepped in. Are you a trained and certified mold technician?
Yes.
So you're telling me that you thought that was mold and you're a certified mold technician?
You feel good about yourself?
No, not at all. I hate that you were trying to charge her $1,000 for a problem that doesn't exist.
It's
so I don't
funny.
feel well
It's
at all.
funny because there's a lot of companies out there who are very dishonest.
He said his company is honest and he has many happy customers.
Where is it going on TV?
NBC News.
NBC News. It's nice. Thank you. You should feel good about yourself.
We kept going.
How are you?
Good.
This next contractor sounds the alarm at our window.
Yes, that's definitely black mold. I don't think you need to test. It's a waste of money.
His clue, $1,200.
$1,200 to do the whole basement.
Do it. That's really cheap.
Cheap? You're a mold expert, right? I had some questions for him. Do you know what this really is?
No, I don't.
It's women's eyeshadow that we put there this morning.
Well, it looks like mold to me.
Why wouldn't you say to the homeowner, I can't even give you an estimate to tell you if there is a mold problem here. So
Because we usually do a test after we clean it.
So they have to spend the money and pay you over $1,200
Yes.
before you'll test to see if there was a problem. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. We do it all the time.
Okay, but we hadn't seen anything yet. This next contractor
Hi there. Nice to meet you.
doesn't waste any time.
That's black mold.
That's black mold?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You've got water in here. I can still smell the dampness from it. You know something? It's not healthy. It's not healthy.
He says we have serious water leaks causing the mold. But remember, 2 reputable companies checked this house for mold and moisture and didn't find any serious problems.
I'm going to break out the floor. So when I'm going to come in here, I'm going to take a saw and pull all this molding off.
So how big of a problem do you think I have
Well,
here?
I think you have a $10,000 problem.
That's right. His estimate, $10,871 to install a new drain system.
I'm going to fix this now as if it was my basement.
Hi, Jeff Rawson with NBC News.
Hi, Jeff Rawson with NBC News. I've seen you on television. Wow, this is really interesting. I thought you were on television.
We're on TV right now.
Okay.
Where is the mold? Show me.
This black mold would indicate you have some type of vegetation growing here.
Is this just a tactic to get customers to
I
pay
never
you?
wanted to scare this lady in any respect. I told her.
Telling her there's a mold issue when there really
I
isn't?
didn't say that.
Yes, he did.
It's mold. It's absolutely mold. That's black mold.
That's black mold?
Absolutely. This is mold too. Can we turn this off? I mean,
No.
well,
Then he told me he's not a mold expert and thought he was called here for a water problem. Did you test this house for water?
no, I'll go get a meter to test.
Did you
it.
test this house officially for mold?
I am not required to test the house officially for mold.
In the end, 5 out of 8 mold contractors, more than half, wanted to charge us for work that experts say we did not need.
It questions the integrity of my entire industry when I see people like this.
Experts say mold contractors should always do a complete visual inspection. They say some of the guys at our house just didn't do that. Here's a tip. If your home has visible mold that is growing in size, a serious water problem, or your family is getting sick, those are warning signs that you may have mold, and a contractor may not need to do testing. But, David, either way, no matter what, it doesn't hurt to get a second opinion when somebody comes in and says, give me money.
That's amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done,
Thanks,
Jeff.
David.
Thanks very much.
RTV6 is working for you tonight. Take a look at what one Greenwood mom found in her apartment. Mold on the baseboards, on the pipes, throughout her home. She says her pleas for help fell on deaf ears for weeks, including how it was affecting her teenage son's health. That's when she called us. RTV6's Derek Thomas has her story.
The apartment resident first reported the mold on August 7th. She first found it inside this closet. Since that time, her life has been a nightmare.
There's some on the handles of this. We just got this.
There is mold on the handles of her exercise machine. There is mold on her 95-year-old sewing machine. There is mold in the corner of her son's bedroom. There is mold on his toys, including his Hulk hands. 14-year-old Brandon has the mental capacity of a first grader, and clearly this is not a healthy environment for him.
I cannot have him get sick. I hear mold is not anything to mess with.
After not getting satisfaction from apartment management, she contacted the Johnson County Health Department. In a document we obtained, it found that the wall and baseboards had mold growth and ordered that the powers that be should alleviate the source of moisture and tear out and replace any materials with mold growth in the bedroom. That is just for a start, but no progress has been made.
I don't know what to do, and no one's helping. No one's moving. I'm sick and tired of everybody just standing there, just dragging their feet. I'm kind of tired of it. I'm done with the niceties.
We went to the property manager for answers. But there's nothing you can tell me about whether they're going to fix this issue or not?
I can't comment at all. I'm not at liberty to. It's our company policy.
The apartment owners have offered to put Rodriguez and her son in a hotel, but they haven't said for how long. Rodriguez is pondering that offer. Derek Thomas, RTV6.
I came home one day and there was an inch of water in my house.
That's how Shawnell Gatewood says it started more than 2 months ago. Since then, she's taken these pictures of the mold behind her baseboards, and she says the faulty plumbing has made her home unlivable.
I can't use the bathroom anymore. I can't use the rooms. I can't use the water. I can't wash any clothes.
The conditions have put Shawnell's 2-year-old daughter in Sunrise Hospital. One of the diagnoses, mold exposure.
With 106 temperature. 106, your brain starts to go to mesh.
Shawnell told us she's had no luck getting the housing authority to respond, but she did come home Friday to find the moldy section of her place tarped off, seemingly for repairs.
All the walls back here have mold in it. You see they covered it all up.
Shawnell shares her duplex with Mercedes Smith, who has the same mold and plumbing problems. Mercedes says a maintenance worker told her her walls would have to be torn out and pipes replaced. She calls it a hopeless feeling.
It really is. They don't do anything. They don't take care of anything. They don't even care. We pay our rent. We want to be able to live the way everybody else is living, paying their rent. That's it.
Tonight, we are taking action for a woman who went from being homeless to home ownership.
But she quickly suspected her new home was making her sick.
7 Action News reporter Amira David is live in the Call for Action Center with her story. Amira?
That's right. This mom of two says she was so excited to finally be able to purchase a home. But while she's happy she's off the streets, she says she has been losing sleep over what's growing on the walls.
It's real dark. It's real black with white fuzz all around it.
When Monroe resident Tabitha Larkin saw an abnormal growth developing on her windowsills, she knew immediately that something wasn't right.
At the top on the outside is wet.
She says it had only been a few weeks since moving into this mobile home, and already some kind of black and musty fungus was taking over. But Larkin continued to grow concerned as she dealt with another issue discovered upon moving in. A major leak.
You see, I have to keep a bucket down here because it drips.
Larkin hired a plumber to come and take a look at the piping, but she says what she found and his response alarmed her even more.
Well, it's concealed mold all around your home. It's concealed mold all up underneath your house, and that's a liability for me as a plumber to go underneath there.
So she turned to Franklin Homes for answers. And while they did come out to make a fix to a broken hot water line, they said any potential mold was her responsibility.
Me losing my home, me being back in the street, that's my fear.
Before moving into this mobile home, Larkin had been homeless for 2 years, unable to work due to crippling seizures. But after being approved for disability at the age of 40, she scraped up every penny of that financial aid and poured it into a place to live.
The state gave me that money to get me up off the streets, up off people's floors.
Larkin says it's hard to relax knowing that she's been sleeping near a bathroom that has this lurking behind the wall.
Look at that.
The mold specialist who arrived while we were at the home said we needed to leave immediately. Shortly thereafter, chaetomium was confirmed. Mold experts telling us that if you have it, it's assumed you also have Stachybotrys, also known as toxic black mold. So our Taking Action team asked Franklin Homes Management what happened.
We've never run across black mold before. We've had customers with mildew, but we've never dealt with this before. And the only thing we can do, I'm seeing this for the first time obviously, is to look into it.
And the company did look into it. They say their timeline shows the mold never existed at the time of sale, writing in a statement to Channel 7 that it was her neglect of a broken hot water pipe that went unattended for an extended period of time, coupled with the unusually high temperatures she maintains in her home, that caused the mold. And Larkin, of course, disagrees with that assessment. In the meantime, she is still living in that dangerous mold environment. She says she does not have the money to leave nor fix the problem. And that's where you come in. If you think this is something you can help out with, make sure to contact our Taking Action team in the Call for Action Center. You can call us at 248-827-3362 or head to wxyz.com/news/call for action. We look forward to hearing from you. Live tonight, Amira David, 7 Action News.
All right, Amira, she certainly needs a fix because that's dangerous to live in there. I mean, it can